Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back to the Humble Servant Homestead, guys. Today we are, yes, down here at the bottom garden. And what are we getting ready to do? I think I can show you better than I can tell you. So, yes, guys, today we are down here at the bottom garden to plant out our Scotchy babies. Absolutely, yes, our Scotchy babies. Now, as you all can see, they're of a good size, but they're not as tall as our previous Scotch bonnet peppers that we will typically plant out right around this time. Now, what I went ahead and do over over the winter time, I went ahead and I kind of started my seeds a bit late because I didn't want that humongous plant. And so this is the result right here, guys. So what we're getting ready to do right now, we are going to go ahead and put these Scotchy babies in the ground. If you all remember, we didn't do so well with our Scotch bonnet peppers last year. They didn't do so well. So what we're going to be doing, that is why we are changing the location where we plant these peppers, and see if we can get a better result. Because yes, up at the top garden where I planted the peppers last year, I want to say it's about 3 years in a row I put peppers in that location. And usually, guys, I like to go ahead and switch it up anyway. And so today is that day for us to go ahead and do that. Now, if you can see behind me right here, we already have right at about 3 rows of Scotch bonnet planted out. And so we're getting ready to do another row. And yes, I want to go ahead and take you guys along with us today. So come on along and let's go and plant out our Scotchy babies. All right. So before we get started, what we have here, we're going to be using our drill with our auger attachment on the drill. What attachment? Auger. Auger. Auger attachment on the drill to go ahead and make our holes. What that is going to do for us, guys, that is going to make it a bit faster to get these holes instead of me digging them by hand with my little shovel here, which will take a little bit of time. So I'm just going to, like I said, I can show you better than I can tell you. Now, also what we have here before us that we will be using in our holes is the black cow, guys. Now, the reason why I am using the black cow, I have some other stuff I planted out that I use my own compost that I make here on the homestead. But because we are also moving towards a no-till method with our beds here on the homestead, I am running a bit low on that organic matter that we make here on the homestead. So yes, we are back to our little trusty black cow. All right, so yes, we will be putting that in the hole. And also right here, we have our gardener tone, guys. Now, this right here is a granulated organic fertilizer that we use here on the homestead. Um, Absolutely, we love the organic stuff. Usually, what we would even do when we are preparing our bed, we will come on in with chicken manure and broadcast out on these beds. But because we're just going to be planting individual peppers in individual holes, we're just going to go ahead and do that handful in the holes and plant them out that way. So with no further ado, come on along and let's go and start making these holes right here. So right here, as you all can see, I have my drip tape on this bed right here. Now, every foot with this drip tape is a humiditor, guys. And so what we want to go ahead and do is place a hole right next to the humiditor every 2 feet apart. Okay, so that way whenever we come into water, these plants right here will get the water that they need. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to find this humiditor right here, and I'm going to start right here. Okay, and so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to drill, and I'm going to and just like that. Now, if you notice, I was kind of rotating that drill on around. I'm rotating this auger on around. What it was that I am doing is to make sure that I can have this hole loose all the way on around right here. Okay, so that is why I did that. Now, what I'm going to also do, I want to go ahead and set me a pattern going, okay? And I'm going to find this other humiditor over here. And what I'm doing here is I am staggering the plants as I go, all right? Just like that. Now, one of the things I also want you all to notice, look at how beautiful that soil is. Okay, now that is exactly right there what we're looking for. Now, this comes from over the years of all the different amendments that we have been putting inside of this dirt to get it right where it needs to be. Okay, all right, and we're going to put the other one. Okay, guys, so I have just noticed something. Okay, I'm not going to stagger my planting in this row. This bed right here is about 4 foot wide, and so therefore I'm going to have one row going straight down with Scotch bonnet and another row going straight down. If it was the smaller rows, I would stagger my planting like this row over here. So therefore, I'm just going to do one row 2 feet apart on one drip tape and repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay.
So are you going to now? So this hole is going to stay, or you want to correct it?
Yes. So yes. So this hole is going to stay, and what I'm going to do, I am going to come right here and also put another hole right here. Okay, just like that. And so 2 feet apart, I'm going to come on in. And so just like that right there. So let me go ahead and make the rest of these rows, and I will be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, and so here we are, guys. As you all can see, we just got all the rows knocked out right here. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do, we are going to go ahead now and grab our fertilizer. So come on along and let's go. And so here we are, like I said, yes, we will be using the Gardener Tone here today. And I just kind of want to show you all what it is looking like. And yes, it is also a granulated fertilizer. Now, don't get me wrong, it do have a bit of a chicken manure smell to it. Of course, you all know, with us growing all natural here on the homestead, guys, these are the things that we like to use. Sometimes we'll even come on in with some fish emulsion if our plants need it. Okay, So what I'm going to do, so pretty much one of the thing is you don't really want to overkill it when you're getting ready to apply fertilizer, especially when you're putting it directly in the holes, guys. Okay, because we still have to remember that these plants, they're still delicate. Even if it was a mature plant, you still would want to be careful, because yes, we can burn the plants if we put too much of this in that hole, because what is going to happen once you put it in the hole and you water it and it gets wet, if it's not well incorporated in the soil, what will happen, it will start to build up heat and it will burn the roots on your plant. Now if you side dress and you leave it on top of the ground, what will also happen, it will burn your leaves, and eventually you will notice that your plant will start withering away. Okay, so of course, like in the past, like I said, I usually like to use a handful, but now I'm going to do like this to let you see a handful, guys. It's really not a whole lot of fertilizer in my hand. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to drop that in just like that.
So
Okay,
your handful is not a full hand.
it's not a full, because it's only about so much I can clasp in my hand. So
Right.
it's just that right there. Now that little bit of fertilizer that I just put in, oftentimes on these bags, it will tell you that it can feed up to a month or 2 months. But of course, if whenever I come down here and I am walking my plants and I'm observing my plants and I see that my plants may need a little bit more nitrogen, or if it may need a boost of something, I will come on in and I will go ahead and side dress this fertilizer around the side of the plant, or I can simply dig a little hole next to the plant, drop the fertilizer on in there, water it in, and what will happen? Eventually, the roots will go ahead and absorb the nutrients that it needs.
So it's a slow release.
It's a slow release, yes.
Okay.
So if I want to give it a faster boost to get it where it needs to be, that's where I would come on in with my fish emulsion. I'll just make a dose for it and put it next to the root, and it will absorb that fish emulsion quicker than it do for this right here. Okay, so like I said, a handful, and we're just going down the line. Typically when you're planting this much stuff right here, guys, it's good this way. You can just go ahead, throw it in your hole just like that. That way you can get it knocked out pretty fast and move on to the next. And as you can see, look at that. How fast was that right there? All right, boom, boom, and we are done. What we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the next step. We're going to now get our black cow. This right here is some pretty good stuff. If you all remember, long time ago, when we was planting out our garden, black cow was one of those things that we would use here on the homestead. So hey, I'm back at black cow once more, using this product right here, guys. I really do love this black cow. Now these brands that I am sharing with you all, they're not giving me anything to bring them to you all, but I am not worrying about that, because at the end of the day, I want you all to get what, right? Yeah, to be successful in planting. So not because I'm not showing them what works. Yeah, show them what works. So not because I'm not getting nothing, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to share it with you all. Okay, so this black cow right here, one of the things that I like about it, with it, this brand that's coming from Florida. So I typically, whenever I go out, I look for the brand that comes from Florida. Now, what you will notice with this brand is that the wood chips and stuff in it is real fine and well broken down. It's more, it's very well broken down. Plus, you have that little bit of sand mixed in it, because you have to understand, back in Florida, guys, the surrounding down there, the dirt is more so sand. And so I guess that's where you're getting that sand mixture in the black cow from.
And you
Okay.
found it out, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
In
about
the
2 years.
location where we buy ours from.
Right, about 2 years ago. So what we're going to do now, as you can see, I'm putting a real nice big handful in that hole. Okay, just like that. And also in previous time, guys, you will also notice that I would mix a couple of another brand of compost with this black cow to stretch it, just so that these plants can get a real nice start. Now, that's the reason why I'm mixing this black cow in here, is so my plant can get a great start. Okay. Last year, when I planted out my other Scotch bonnet peppers, I pretty much went ahead and put them straight in the ground, because yes, if you notice, my soil is fairly loose. It's real nice and loose and fluffy, but I still like to add that black cow in to give it a little bit more fluff. So when these roots get ready to start venture on out, it will be easy for them to venture out. Okay. And so as you see, I have to grab me another one. And guys, as y'all can see, that right there is where the rubber meets the road. I am on the last I am on the last bag of my black cow. And so yes, we make it do what it do. All right, we have about 3 more rows that we have to get filled. Yes, just 3 more rows. So what we're going to do now, that, and really, it doesn't necessarily have to put black cow in there. Now, what I am also going to do, because I don't have any more black cow today, I'm still going to plant these holes, and we're going to see how they do as time goes on. Okay, just to show you that, hey, if you have a real nice soil, guys, you don't necessarily have to put black cow in your holes. You can just plant in and keep it moving. All right, so now one of the thing is, what we're going to do, yes, I have my little shovel right here, but before I use that shovel, we're going to go ahead now and lay on out our Scotchy babies right next to the hole. All right, because one of the thing is, guys, when you're planting a big garden, you have to be efficient. You have to put it on now to where that it's going to roll pretty fast for you, to where that you can move on to the next thing. All right. Yes, absolutely. And so right here is that scotch right there. And yes, you can see some new roots start trying to come on out on this plant right here. Okay. So that right there is pretty much it. Pretty nice plants. And we're going to get these babies in the ground. Okay. Also here is another tray. And as y'all can see, with that little pan in the tray, feeding the water from the bottom, you can see these roots come on out to get a drink of that water. All right. And right there is the Scotchy baby. That is a real nice sucker right there, guys. All right, so we're gonna lay that right there, just like that. Okay, and so um, we're going to have to run on up later on to grab a few more Scotch bonnet plants to put in the rest of the holes. Now, one of the things that we're going to also do, if you remember that fertilizer and also this black cow that we just put inside of this hole, guys. Now, what we're going to do, okay, our native soil right here that we have, we're now going to work this native soil in with our black cow and also that fertilizer. We're going to incorporate all that in with everything, okay? Just like that. All right. And voila, that is it right there. Now what I'm going to do, and like I said, we have our humiditor right here next to this hole. So that way, whenever we turn this pipe on and it start to water, we can make sure that these plants is getting a real nice drink. All right. So we're just going to move the dirt back and we're going to put that Scotchy baby in just like that. And what we're also going to do, we're going to put just a little firmness around the base of that plant. All right. And we'll come on down and we will repeat the same thing. Any little clumps that you have, just break those on up. Okay. Just like that right there. And we're mixing all that in. And when you're planting your seedlings, what you're also looking for is some real nice fluffy soil, okay, to lay these plants in. Now, one of the thing is, if you have a root ball that is very tight or is very, knotted together, you'll want to make sure you also go ahead and break that up a little bit so that way you can aerate that root system. So once you put it in the ground, it have an easy chance of venturing on out, and it's not just in one ball in the ground. And what will happen if you do that, you will pretty much stunt your plant. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so we just move that dirt back and we just put that Scotchy on in just like that right there, guys. All right, and we'll come back on over and we're going to repeat the same thing. Now, one of the things that you also keep in mind, this dirt right here that you are loosening up around, loosen on up before you plant your peppers in. About 2 weeks later, it is very good for you to come back on in and aerate this soil around your Scotch bonnet pepper plant. Now, the reason for that is these plant roots need oxygen to grow, guys. So if your soil is like this right here, where that it is just compacted, the sun been beating on it. Once it rain, it dries and it get compact. That is not so good for your. That's not good for your plant root. So what you would want to do, you don't want to come in with your little shovel and you would want to go ahead and aerate around the roots of your plant. Look at that. Look at the difference from here to here. Now, what this is going to do once you do that, you're going to allow oxygen to get to your roots, and therefore you will have a real nice, healthy plant that will grow with great vigor. All right, and that's right there is exactly what we're looking for. All right, so what you could do, just stay tuned. Let me go ahead and plant these scotches on out, and I will be right back. All right, so stay tuned, guys.
So these 3 on this row right here are gonna be native soil only, right?
Yes, native soil only. Okay, just the native soil. Yeah. You know, that's the thing. You got to make it a little joyful while you're out in the garden as well. Because absolutely, garden work is, especially when you're growing on a large magnitude, it's a lot of work, So, hey, sometime a little singing, a little praising the Lord out here in the garden can sometimes bring a little bit of joy, guys. And so, sometime I'll be out here. I find myself doing that, but that's totally fine.
That's right.
All right, because yes, it's a lot of work. You're running a top garden, a bottom garden, and don't forget even the middle garden, Right, hey, right, so hey, and so as like you see I'm doing right here, I just work. And then the clumps that we get in here, breaking it with my hand and the stone, get that out of here. And also breaking it with my little shovel. Okay, so now we just put her in and hey, wait for her to grow, grow, grow. And as you all can see, guys, I have this plot right here planted out with, yes, our Scotchy babies. Now, one of the things is that we have to also make sure we do, because yes, we just planted these peppers. We're not expecting any rain. So yes, we will be coming on in also to give them a good drink of water, because you have to give them water, guys. Okay. Not every day, but maybe every 3 days. This all depends. If you come on in and you scratch that dirt, check your soil. If you see that it's not moist and it could use some water, give them a drink of water. Okay. But yes, that right there is pretty much it for planting out our Scotchy babies for 2024, right? It's in the ground. So now we're just going to wait for these plants right here to go ahead and do what they do, and that is grow a lot of peppers that I know that you all are patiently awaiting on. Now, speaking of patiently waiting on, okay, guys, as you all know that yes, we do also provide you guys with seeds that we grow right here on the homestead. Now, I have been checking the store and I've been noticing that we've been getting a couple of feedbacks back, more so on the negative side. And I just want to come before you all to let you all know, speaking of patient, just be patient, guys. We are here packing seeds pretty much day and night, and we're sending them on out. On our end, we're doing what it is that we're supposed to do, and that is shipping those seeds out as the order comes in. Now, what I also want to let you all know, you can go ahead and research it and do a little bit of research, but here in Atlanta, there is 2 places where they process, distribution center where they process the mail. And so what they're doing, they're consolidating those plants down to 1. And so that is why you all are getting a delay in packages, okay? I just want to let you all know that just be patient. A lot of you guys have sent in and say, I didn't get my package. And what we went ahead and do, we just went ahead and refund you back your money. Reason why, I want to keep you all happy. Okay. Now, 2 weeks later from now, guess what? You will possibly be seeing a letter showing up.
Some of them have.
Yeah, some of you guys have, yes, and you will be seeing some letters coming in the mail from Humble Servant Homestead. Your package is shipped out on our side, guys. It's these post office, or not the post office, but the distribution center is slowing things down. So just hey, Regin, wanna take it easy upon the brother now. Take it easy upon me. All right, the package are out. So of course you all know, guys, one of our goal is here on the homestead is to make sure we are getting you all out there to start growing. So please, I'm telling you, trust me, I am not trying to scam you out of your money with your seeds. Absolutely not, because it actually costs us quite a bit to actually ship the seeds, especially ones them that are on free shipping. Okay. I know some of you all been requesting for tracking. If you want to pay for tracking, you can do that, and we'll put tracking on your packages. Okay. So, but nonetheless, keep an eye out. Your package is on the way. We're not slowing it down. All right. So nonetheless, of course, absolutely, like I always say, guys, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there. And also remember, you keep a smile on your face, you be happy, you be cheerful, and you be blessed. Until next time, we will catch you all in another video. But before I leave, you like the content that you all got here today, go ahead, throw that thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe, and share this video right here with someone. As these peppers right here progress on, we will come back on in and we will show you all what these peppers are doing as far as growth. Now, these ones that you see right here in the back, I planted them out a couple of days. Some of them have went through a little bit of transplant shock. As you can see, this one right here went through a little bit of transplant shock, guys. So the rest of them seem to be doing okay. So just stay tuned for that. And we will see you all in another video. Have a blessed day. The Scotchy baby daddy.